What up, fellas? We're back for episode 2 of the Talking Chise podcast. Today's episode, we're gonna, just go over the same things as last time. Well, not the exact same things, but similar. Is just asking some questions, just creating conversation to get the coaches their envisions on things or their insight on things with their teams and whatnot. Today's special guest is making his return back to Madden after he took basically last year off. It is the coach of the Raiders, Rod. Rod, how we doing? How we doing?
This is John fucking Madden. I'm back from the fucking dead.
Yeah, I hear you. So, speaking of the return, you played a few games last Madden, and I think you just got burnt out on it.
Yeah.
So, was there excitement coming back to Madden 25? How are you feeling about it now?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. After the last couple of runs that we've had, I really was getting burnt out. And with some of the people that we had, it just, in my opinion, they weren't good for the league. And so, in my head, I was like, there's definitely some people that are going to have to be gone for me to come back. And after talking to Kamish, he was like, oh yeah, they're all gone. So I think that's when my hype started. I was like, okay, fuck, this is like a throwback league. Let's do it. Because I was kind of on the fence of whether or not I was even going to play this year. And I was like, I might take the year off if, Devin and Noah and Chapo and CJ and all these other guys were still playing. I was like, I don't think anybody wants to keep playing with the bullshit like that. So I think it was a right move to cut those guys loose.
Yeah, I think by the end of Madden 24, because there were a lot of people just giving force wins at the end. So I think everybody was kind of getting burnt out, especially when the Super Bowls are the exact same people. I mean, shout out to Matt. Matt made it to 1 or 2, and I think he won one of them. Yeah. But, otherwise it was the CJ Chapo show in the NFC, and then Devin and Noah kind of in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they were just getting everybody burnt out.
Yeah. Just nobody wants to get on and deal with that every time they turn the game on.
Right. So. Especially when, Chapo's got these concepts that he likes to run that are so simple to defend and all that nonsense.
We all got the internet, bro. We can all learn those concepts on YouTube.
For real. Well, you can't beat the EA designer person.
Yeah.
The little EA developer. You can't beat that person.
Yeah, they fucking suck. I'm glad they're gone.
Yeah. They're I don't know. The only person I talked to outside of the Chise was Devin. I still do, but
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they're good dudes. I'm sure they're good guys. But as far as the Chise goes, they just weren't good for the Chise.
Right. So speaking of which, we had the fantasy draft like we do every year. Who was the one player that you absolutely had to make sure that you got on your team?
Man, I used to be like that. I used to be like, highlight a player, circle them on my big board, and say I got to have this guy. But the more drafts that I've done over the years, I always found that I was reaching for somebody or not getting the guy, and then I would just be pissed off about it. So I kind of stopped doing I got to have this one guy and just kind of going on draft position. Like immediately when I saw I got a top 10 pick, I was like, this is obviously a quarterback. And so luckily, J Herb fell to 10 and I was able to get him, and so we're set at quarterback. So for me, over the years, I've learned that it's not really feasible to just say I got to get this guy rather than go with what the draft is giving you.
Right. Yeah. That's like even with me at 13. I was like, it's too early to pass up. Like, I can't pass up on a quarterback at 13.
Anthony Richardson was gone by the time you're going to pick again. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. He probably would have gone within the next 3 picks, to be honest. Probably.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where it's like, all right. And I kind of had my quarterbacks ranked differently because it'd be too easy for you to go like every single overall just down, because you know they're all going to come off like that kind of sort of anyway. So it's like I'll do a few of the top ones, and then I drop down a little bit and do some of those, and then I drop down a little bit more and do some of those. So that way I have options if all my guys start getting taken.
Oh yeah, 100%. A Rich was probably 10 for me, number
Yeah.
10 overall on my big board. So yeah, if I had picked 13 and he was still there, yeah, I was getting
Right.
him.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
that was a good pick.
Yeah, just gotta get the system down with him of how I want to use him and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
do you have one game, like, is there one game that you have circled on your calendar that you are either wanting to just pummel somebody, you're excited to actually play them, or something of that sort?
Man, I really don't. I really don't have one that was circled. I mean, if I had to say one, I would probably pick the Zoe game just because it was my first game back from like March. I think that was the last Chise game I played was in March. So
Yeah.
just being the first game back, I was like, this will be a good little something to kind of show me where I'm at. And I know it's Zoe's sorry ass, but it's still something to kind of
Hey,
show me where I'm at. No,
I
I'm fucking
it
with Zoe, but
it always feels good to knock that rust off and kind of see where you stand still, and
yeah.
it's just,
Yeah,
knocking that.
I don't want to come out the gate against a Monty or
Dude.
Matt or somebody like that.
Right, yeah.
I
So
was,
currently, as of week 2, you're 2-0. How's the team chemistry with the team?
unfortunately, week one was a computer, so we got
Yeah,
forced to bye week, and so the only game I really played was Zoe. But I like what I saw. I like what I saw. I think we got a good little scheme going. I think we got the right pieces. I'm not going crazy with trades yet. I've kind of thrown some players out there to kind of see what kind of offers are going to be there. But I'm not real heavy in the trade streets right now.
right.
So I like what we got.
Yeah, it's like I haven't been interested in any trades. I always like to play and see where I need the help before I'm really doing that, and I like to give that some time before I'm going in and making these decisions on that, because I don't want to. What I don't want to do is trade somebody and then I'm like worse off, because then that gap's kind of not getting me anywhere.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I agree. And I try to drive pretty balanced every year. I don't go too heavy one way or the other on offense or defense because I don't want to feel like I need something, and so I feel like we're in a good spot where I don't have to force any trades right now.
Yeah.
So
So I guess in your one game with Justin Herbert, how well has he been playing for you? Did EA do anything to that sorry throwing motion that he's had in the past?
Herbert was slinging that bitch all over the yard.
I mean, yeah, looking at the stats, he put up almost 400, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, no, EA got it. EA got him right.
It's a 72% completion percentage. It's pretty solid.
He was nice. He was nice.
Yeah.
We threw one stupid pick that was all on me. That was a dumb pick. I just try to force something in double coverage, and Zoe was there to make me pay. So gotta give him that one. But other than that one play, I don't have any complaints.
All right. Yeah, I mean, my week 2 game, I think I threw 1 interception with Anthony Richardson, and it was a dumb one. It was one I should not have thrown. I should have held on to it. I mean, I passed for 238 with him and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not near as good on the percentage completion, but we got the job done, and 1-0 in the division so far, and on top in the division. Just letting them boys know whose division that is, because they need to know.
You gotta let them know. I saw that. It looks like I'm front runner in this division right now. It looks like Phil took a force sale to Mark.
Oh man, that damn Phil! He can't get any of his games in.
I don't know why he's still here, but That Mark Dick must taste good. That's the only way you stay. That's the only way he's still around this motherfucker.
Yeah. Uh, so I would say the biggest, I guess, upset in week 2 had to be the Saints beating the Cowboys.
I did not see that coming. I'm being honest with you. I thought Sturm.
And it's
I
not.
didn't think it was going to be a blowout, to be honest. But I didn't think. I thought it was going to be close with a Skirms maybe win at the end or something.
Yeah. I mean, we're not just talking about just beating. We're talking about a 29-point beat down.
Yeah. It was a rough day at the office for old Skirmy.
And I remember reading in chat, Marshall was saying that Skirm said that was the XP game for him.
I remember Skirms talking a little shit. He was chatting.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do all that shit talking and come out and put up duds, you know?
Yeah, Marshall, he plays smart. He takes what you give him. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then I'll see him for something. I'm like, why'd you throw that shit? But
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, he's going to take what you give him, and he's going to work up and down the field. He's not big on, he's not going to get a 70, 80-yard play every drive.
Right.
He's going to make these drives down the field. You gotta get a stop.
Yeah. Sometimes, taking the little, check downs and the dink and dunk passes, you get little yards at a time, but as long as you're getting the first downs, that clock that your opponent's going to have at that point is just dwindling away.
Exactly. You got to make them adjust.
Yep. And then
make them adjust to it.
You just get that down, and their opportunities are shut down or cut down to, like, instead of having, say, 5 in one half, they might have 2 or 3.
Right.
I mean, obviously 2 if you're like, little yards at a time, then the first, little yards at a time, then the first.
Yeah.
But with that outcome of the Saints, that Saints Cowboys game, so I'm not talking about the 30-point differential. Do you think tomorrow's noon game between the Saints and the Cowboys can go how that one went?
I mean, of course, I would love to see that, but realistically, it's gonna be a good, tough game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Saints think they're underrated. I didn't expect them to look like they did last week.
Right.
And the Cowboys, they're picking right up where they left off last year. So.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll lose first round of the playoffs again. It's every year. But is Marshawn Lattimore playing? I saw that he was banged up and like questionable. I didn't know.
He's been questionable all week. I'm not sure. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need him for CD and that pass attack.
Yeah. Dak's out there slinging it with that new money that he got.
Yeah, he looked pretty good last week. I'm not gonna lie.
He did. I don't think we fully got to see what the offense can really do because they got up so quick on the Browns, and it's like second half they were just twiddling their thumbs, kind of.
Right. Yeah, just trying to get to the plane at that point.
Yeah, and then. But I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, the Saints look pretty good on defense, so hopefully we'll be able to give the Cowboys a little bit better game.
I'm sure they will. They always do. It's never. I can't remember the last time that either the Saints or the Cowboys blew the other one out.
I was thinking about that earlier. Honestly, I can't. They've all been good games.
Yeah, the last one was probably Reggie Bush's rookie year, 42-17.
Okay.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Well,
y'all ran a perfect season a couple years ago.
That we did, and I was just listening to a radio show about that the other day where they were talking about where before that game, the game before, DeMarcus Ware either like really badly injured like his arm or something. He injured something, and they thought there's no way he was going to play, and then he comes out and plays, and then he had the game-winning strip fumble, and then he recovered it, I think. But yeah, it was a wild game.
Yeah, the Cowboys defense was tough that game. I remember that.
Yeah. I see that Green Bay and Indy Boy, they had a shootout. 57-51. God.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that one on Twitch, and yeah, I thought Justin Herbert was going to get AFC Player of the Week, and Ryan, of all people, got Geno Smith, of all people, Player
Yeah.
of the Week on Monty, of all people.
Yeah. Wild. Wild.
Seven touchdown passes.
But sadly, that was not the wildest thing of week 2. The wildest thing of week 2 was the Giants playing the Commanders and losing 66-59. Dude, you had one job, not to play.
Bro, Washington almost had to come off an ability on his ass.
I don't know what
with the 70.
I mean, we're trying to give people wins here. I guess Sarge and Jeff do not want wins. If I had to rank them, I would rank them 1 and 2 on the Dum Dum Tier 1 list.
I like Jeff. Jeff's my guy, but Sarge can fuck off.
I mean, Jeff's cool. Don't get me wrong, but dude, we're playing CPU games. We haven't played CPU games since like Madden 17.
Yeah, I'm not sure where their head was there, but
I don't know. Jeff must have thought we were in NCAA or something. I don't know.
That's the only thing I could think of. I was like, he must be used to just playing the computer in the other league, so he thinks we're doing it here too. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that concludes episode 2. I appreciate you, Rodney, for coming on and giving us your insights and your thoughts and giving us your thoughts about your team and other things around the league, and yeah, it's just we're gonna see where it goes from here, I guess.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed being on. Chapo never asked me to be on his little bitch ass show, but
Chapo didn't ask hardly anybody. That dude only had like 4 people. It absolutely went absolutely nowhere. It was 30 minutes of, hey guys, we got. Let me go to week 3. We got the Patriots and the Jets up this week. The Patriots are a CPU. Garrett, please don't play the CPU. It's a free win. Not that I have any doubts that you wouldn't. Yeah. We got Sarge versus Matt. Hell, that's going to be a blowout. It was that type of stuff. And then it was like, here, let's go over these player awards, which everybody can go and see for themselves.
Yeah. Chapo pillow talking skirms and shit on a couple episodes.
Oh yeah,
it was.
Yeah, he was trying to hype Skirms up. Skirms had the best team he ever had, and he still couldn't make it further than the second round.
I believe in old Skirm. He's going to get there one day.
One day. He's going to have the right people in the same conference. That's all I'm going to say about it. And for him to win a Super Bowl this year, for one, does not look like he's got the team that's anywhere near it currently.
I don't know why he goes defense heavy in the draft, and he knows it's going to piss him off.
Yep.
He just needs to stick to his gun and say, this is what I like. This is what I'm going to do every fucking year.
Yeah. Which, Monty, as we talked about with me and Stu, he went totally opposite than what he normally does. Normally he does really good defense and kind of has like a lower offense, but he manages it on developing the people.
Yeah.
And then
that was kind of surprising for me to see.
Yeah, and there were some people there were some rookie wide receivers I wouldn't have minded having, but then seeing them go off as early as they did, I'm like, well, throw that one in the wrench, throw that wrench out there and screw that. So.
Yeah. It was a crazy little draft. There's a lot of people that changed up their normal stuff and.
Yeah. Yeah, for me now, though, I think I kind of go one or two ways. It's either the quarterback, and then I go from there, or it's getting defense, and then I go from there as far as the first couple of picks.
Yeah, for sure. I'm same way. And depending on how those first 3 rounds go, you kind of build your team around that.
Yeah, yep. So it's like I went quarterback, and then I think after that I went defense for a good while before I got a wide receiver for him to throw the ball to.
Yep. I think I did the same thing. So.
Well, anyway, that's going to conclude episode 2. Thank you again, Rodney, for coming on and being here with us. we're gonna sign out now, and we'll be sure to see everybody for episode 3. Bye bye.
Fuck Bill. Fuck Bill.